Today on The Spin, it's Championship Sunday in the NFL. Can Jaden Daniels cap his rookie year with a trip to the big game? And the Bills and Chiefs are at it again in KC. It's all next on The Spin. Hello, my friends, and welcome to Sports Insider's The Spin. I'm Ali Melendez. And so here we are, down to the Final Four in the NFL. It's Conference Championship weekend. Oh my goodness. Now, Jaden Daniels and the Commanders, plus 20,000 to win the Super Bowl when we all started this thing back in September, by the way, head into Philly to face the Eagles. While Josh Allen and the Bills try to stop Kansas City's run to a third straight Super Bowl. I mean, wow, I'm just so excited for Sunday, and I'm not just talking about my amazing brunch plans, obviously, but in just a minute, the guys will be along to give us all the juicy details on what to expect on Sunday. But before we do, a quick shout out to our friends at BetOnline. Now, all of our odds here on The Spin are provided by BetOnline, the world's most trusted sports betting platform and #1 source for everything, and I truly mean everything NFL. So thanks to BetOnline. We love you guys very much. Mwah. All right, well, let's get to it, shall we? Here now is Drew Butler, Anthony Becht, and Jonathan Casillas. Welcome, guys.
What's up, Allie? Thanks so much. Drew Butler here, joining alongside my guys, Anthony Becht and Jonathan Casillas. And well, guys, it's NFL Conference Championship weekend. That's right. We have made it. And man, do we have some exciting matchups to dive into. Let's start in the NFC with one of the best stories of the postseason. Surely it's Jaden Daniels and those Washington Commanders. We got an NFC East matchup as they head to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Kickoff is at 3 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday afternoon over on Fox. And Anthony, right now, the Eagles are 6-point favorites. This total is sitting at 47.5 points.
Yeah, you're right. You know, we always talk about every year, there's always one team that's really hot. They may not have the best record, the highest seed, but this is the Commanders this year, and Jaden Daniels has been incredible. And every single week you're looking for a letdown. You're looking for a rookie mistake, and he's really stayed away from that. You know, you go into Detroit, and you not only just go in there, and it wasn't a tight game throughout, guys. You're talking about matching scores, going down the field, high-pressure situations. I mean, this kid has not shown anything that he lacks any poise or anything at all, and I think that bodes well for him in this game. I really do believe the Commanders are a team right now that's kind of chasing destiny, and this could be that year for that surprise team with a rookie quarterback to get to the Super Bowl. Now, on the other side, though, there were a couple things I worry about when you play against the Philadelphia Eagles. Number one, great defense. We clearly saw that at the end of the game versus the Rams, and Saquon Barkley. Everybody keeps talking about, well, can you run the ball efficiently, score enough points, and then also hold down the Commanders' defense? I think the defense for the Eagles finds a way to not give up 45 points like they scored against Detroit. I do believe at any point in this game, the Eagles could be up by 6 or 7, and it's going to come down to, will Saquon Barkley slide at the end of the game and not score a touchdown, or actually take that touchdown? He's a smart guy, but I'll say this, guys, I think the Commanders can hang into this one. I do believe Philly will win at home. It would not shock me if the Commanders could pull this one out. I think the storybook season ends today in that game, and I'm going to take those points and go with the Commanders.
Yeah, man, look, Jaden Daniels, it's crazy that the conversation with him is like we're talking about him going against Jalen Hurts, who's already been with 2 Super Bowls, won one. The Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, right? He's won 3. Josh Allen, who's in the MVP race every year. Jaden Daniels is playing better football than all of those guys right now. I mean, the guy's coming in with poise. He's a dual threat quarterback. He's explosive down the field. He doesn't get rattled at any time. I mean, they go to him when they're down during the game, and he looks like the game just started. He looks like he's not fazed. He's doing things that we've never seen, not just from a rookie quarterback, from any quarterback. People keep saying, oh, he's a rookie. He's doing things that Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, these guys that are MVPs and MVP races, they haven't done yet. That's why when you talk about how did the Commanders get there, there's no other question, there's no other answer besides Jaden Daniels and how he's performed. Yes, you got, guys running the ball. You got Brian Robinson, you got Austin Eckler, you got weapons on the outside in Terry McLaurin. Every single team right now that we're going to talk about, they all have done a great job in not turning the ball over.
Yeah.
The time that they played the Philadelphia Eagles before, they turned the ball over 5 times. Yes, Jalen Hurts got knocked out that game. But if they don't turn that ball over, they run away with that game.
Oh,
They
yeah.
blow out the Philadelphia Eagles, which Philadelphia is a tough team. The reason why they're here is because they are efficient. And we talked about they have to do better in the passing game. Yes, I think, or maybe not. If they can run the ball for 200 yards again, they don't have to be efficient in the passing game. But it will come down to Jalen Hurts throwing the ball late in the game. He's going to have to make a couple of throws late in the game. And that's the big question mark. Can Jalen Hurts do it? And the crazy thing about this is Jaden Daniels proved that he can do it already as a rookie. And that's insane to say. So I'm going to sit back. This is going to be, for me, my popcorn game here, Anthony. It's two NFC East teams. I kind of cry a little bit when I watch them going this deep into the playoffs. But these are two quality teams with two really good supporting staffs. And I'm just going to sit back and watch. But I am going to take those points because I think the Commanders are going to surprise some people this weekend.
Yeah, it's hard to look away from just what Jaden Daniels has been able to do throughout the playoffs on the road as a true rookie. Guys, we've said it as nauseum on this show from our experience. What wins late in the season and what definitely wins in the playoffs? It's having a great run game and having a great defense. The Philadelphia Eagles absolutely have both. Get this, the Eagles have allowed 23 points or more once in a game since their bye in week 5. Their defense, led by defensive coordinator Vic Fangio, has absolutely elevated their play, which was key to their 10 consecutive games won in the regular season. And of course, as they're starting to march through the NFL playoffs. Jalen Hurts, he did injure that knee against the Rams in the divisional round, but post-game said, hey, I'm going to be okay. I will be playing on Sunday in the NFC Championship game. We have to talk about Saquon Barkley. I mean, the premier free agency acquisition in the offseason. Howie Roseman, general manager of the Eagles, he made the right decision. He took over in the snow against the Rams a week ago. He had touchdown runs of 62 and 78 yards for 205 rushing yards total. And in the two matchups against the Commanders in the regular season, Saquon rushed for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first matchup, and then 150 yards and 2 touchdowns in the second matchup. You know that they're going to have to rely heavily on Saquon Barkley, not only to put the game away, but to really grind out this game and keep the ball out of Jaden Daniels' hands in that Washington Commanders offense. Jaden Daniels is having a rookie season that we'll remember for a very, very long time. He torched the Detroit Lions on the road last week for his second straight road playoff victory. The Commanders scored 45 points in that game. Anthony, you said it. It was never really close. And the Washington defense should be able to take advantage of that ailing Jalen Hurts. He'll be forced to stay inside the pocket more than usual. And I would expect that Commanders defense to feed off of the 4 interceptions they forced against the Lions a week ago. The Commanders 6-3 straight up and against the spread as an underdog under Dan Quinn. Conversely, the Eagles only 4-8 against the spread in January under Nick Sirianni. I think the Commanders are going to be the public side here. Everybody's loving what Jaden Daniels doing. It's for obvious reasons. This is a lot of points, guys. I don't think it's going to get up towards 7, but I love the Commanders +6. I think Jaden Daniels does enough to keep this game close. All right, let's turn our attention to the AFC Championship game. These two teams have battled it out so many times in the playoffs in years past. The Buffalo Bills are heading to Arrowhead to take on the Kansas City Chiefs, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time kickoff over on CBS Sunday evening. The Chiefs, Anthony, are 2-point favorites right now. This total, 47.5 points. This will be a great one.
Yeah, it really will. And I go back to last week for both of these teams. The one thing with the Chiefs, I just felt like they were in control the entire game. It's funny to me. You're the best player or receiving tight end, maybe in the history of the NFL, is not touched at the line of scrimmage. There's no plan. It just feels like you're just allowing this guy to do whatever he wants. And it almost frustrates you to the point where it's like, hey, Chiefs are just going to continue to, hit that well. And then they'll just have sporadic big plays with the receivers, with Worthy, and then Mahomes just finds a way. And, when you watch them, there's just a confidence level with them. Like, look, we've been here. There's nothing too big, and they can battle through anything. And their defense, to me, has been phenomenal throughout the whole year. Very consistent. They've won a lot of close games, and they'll be at home in this game. On the flip side now, the Bills, when you watch them, were they ever really in control of the Ravens game? They did win the Ravens against the Ravens. They did play well enough. And I think the difference really in that game was they didn't have the gaudy numbers. Josh Allen didn't have the big numbers. There wasn't much there, but they didn't turn the ball over, and they played decent defense where they're able to kind of knock the football out and just watch the Ravens kind of implode on mistakes. I don't know if you're going to get a ton of mistakes out of the Chiefs in this game. They're going to come in and play really sound football and elite football when it comes to the playoffs. You go back to November 17th when both of these teams played in Buffalo. Buffalo did win that game. 2 turnovers by Patrick Mahomes. I just don't see that happening, guys. I don't see those things happening in Kansas City. Josh Allen has to do a lot for this team to be successful. I know he's in the MVP race. I still don't know if he edged out Lamar Jackson with that performance, even though he beat him straight up. But when you really look at it, who do you lean on from the receiver standpoint? Who's that go-to player? James Cook wasn't really as effective. Again, it was just one of those games where it just kind of fell into place and they just played sound and didn't make mistakes. When it's even across the board, who's going to win the game, Chiefs or Bills? I got to go with the home team here, guys. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I believe they win by at least a field goal. But again, I think that, it's going to be a great matchup. It'll be a great game. I just don't know if there's anything there on the road the Bills are going to show that's going to be superseding what the Chiefs can do, especially at home. They just are so dominant there, guys, in the playoffs when they play in Kansas City.
Yeah, I hear you, Anthony. This is that heavyweight matchup that I think we're all been anticipating, right? Josh Allen said after they beat Lamar Jackson last week in the Baltimore Ravens that they've been overlooked, and all of the people said that they weren't good enough. They didn't have the talent. And I don't know about all of that, but you know what everybody's saying and what we all are saying? Can you beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs? Yeah. You're 0-3 against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. But what Josh Allen has done, he has manipulated his game to become this winning culture. Yes, he could forego some big plays because he has a better team now. He has Cook in the backfield who he can hand the ball off to confidently. And he's not relying on that dynamite arm that he has that has gotten him in trouble in the past. He's not turning the ball over. But when I look at the Kansas City Chiefs, I want to allude it to boxing. We talk about a heavyweight matchup. They're the A side. They're the Canelo Alvarez. You have to go and beat him. You have to go and beat Kansas City. You can't leave it up to the umpires. You can't leave it up to the referees. You can't leave it up to the judges. You have to decisively go into Arrowhead and beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And I just don't know if they can do that because we are talking about the greatest, one of the greatest franchises we've ever seen, a dynasty in the making. They're going for a three-peat. And the reason why is because of Patrick Mahomes, is because of Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo. We're talking about the greats, respectively, of those positions already. And they're working and they still have their future in front of them. It's not like we're looking at a Chiefs end of dynasty if they lose. No, we're looking at a Chiefs adding another one if they win this one even next year. That's what we're talking about with the Kansas City Chiefs. Can the Bills put it together, not turn the ball over? Because like you said, Anthony, it's not going to be about who makes the most mistakes. It's about who makes the one mistake in this game, late in the game, that loses the game. Josh Allen has proven that he's gotten away from that. Patrick Mahomes has proven that he's never been that guy. He's the guy that's going to win the game at the end of the game. And we talk about the Bills and the Chiefs years ago. He only needed 13 seconds. Let's not forget that. We're going to go down to the wire, I think, with this game. I understand that it's +2, but I can't go against the Kansas City Chiefs. I just cannot do it. I went against them last year twice against Baltimore and Buffalo, and he threw it right in my face. I just can't do it. You got to prove to me that you can go into Kansas City and beat the A-side Kansas City Chiefs.
Man, I can't believe it. I thought you guys would certainly be looking elsewhere. So many questions leading into this heavyweight matchup, and both of you are absolutely correct. Anthony, you said it. The Chiefs are 3-0 against the Bills in the playoffs since 2020. This is their fourth matchup in the playoffs. And if not now, when? When will Josh Allen in Buffalo finally be able to get over this Kansas City hump in the playoffs? Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are inevitable. You know, we watch them against the Texans. You watch them play every week in the playoffs, and you just know that they're going to come out on top at the end. However, the Kansas City Chiefs defense is really what's been carrying them this season in 2024, specifically in conference championships, guys. Number one seeds are 20-5 straight up since 2003. That is absolutely unbelievable. The Kansas City Chiefs are playing in their 7th straight AFC championship game. That's just insane. It absolutely is insane. But here is where the difference is. The Bills now have the better offense. The Chiefs have the better defense. So what gives? Would you take Mahomes or would you take Josh Allen? Josh Allen playing at that MVP level. Patrick Mahomes, yeah, he's certainly taken a step back this year, winning in different ways. So how will that matter when the rubber meets the road this Sunday evening? Buffalo did beat Kansas City 30-21 back in week 11. That handed the Chiefs their first loss of the season. So, you know, the Bills have to be feeling pretty confident heading into this game. And here is why. You saw turnovers make such a big difference a week ago in the divisional round to decide who would make it into these conference championship games. The Buffalo Bills are plus 24 in turnover differential this season. That is by far and away the best in the NFL. It's a huge difference maker. You saw it last weekend. I think that can provide the difference this weekend as well. It's time, guys. It's time Sean McDermott, Josh Allen, and this Buffalo Bills team go into Arrowhead, slay the beast, get to the Super Bowl in New Orleans. I got to ride with the MVP candidate. I got to ride, circle the wagons with the Buffalo Bills. Give me the 2 points. I'm going against the grain here. I'm going against Mahomes. Give me 2 points with the Buffalo Bills. They're going to win the AFC Championship game and find themselves in Super Bowl 59. That's right. That's right. I'm going against Anthony and Jonathan, who both like the Chiefs, getting hyped up for what will be a great Super Bowl 59, no matter who makes it down to New Orleans. And when that matchup is set, of course, you can find it right back here on the Spin Sports Insiders. All lines provided by BetOnline. For your latest lines, news, and odds, head on over to BetOnline. For my guys, Anthony Becht and Jonathan Casillas, I'm Drew Butler. Allie will throw it back to you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, great stuff, guys. Thanks as always for your amazing insight, and certainly looking forward to what should be an absolutely epic Sunday of action. All right, my friends, well, that wraps it up for today. But before I let you go, I want to tell you about BetOnline's new Same Game Parlay Builder. Combine full game markets with game and player props to turn a small wager into a huge payout. BetOnline's got thousands of betting options and combinations to choose from. The more selections you add, the bigger the payout. So obviously it just makes sense. Hit the SGP button when looking at odds in the BetOnline Sportsbook. And of course, get in on all the action today. All right, well, truly that is all we have for you today. But before I sign off, a big thank you once again to BetOnline for providing all of the odds on today's show. Be sure to get everything you need for the NFL Championship Sunday at BetOnline. All right, like I said, enjoy the action. Thanks so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you right here next time on Sports Insiders The Spin.